It's perfect. Whatever. There you go. I recycle. There you go.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Romance and Finance. I'm your host, Kalim Smith, aka Mr. Life. I have the team here with me. I want you guys to introduce yourselves.
All right, so Rashid Locardi with Legacy Builders. Let's go. Hot topic tonight. We got the ladies over here.
Hey guys, it's Jazzy J
And Kiara Lachey.
from the Radiant Exchange.
I love the flow though. Like that was so in sync though. Like I like it. I like it.
Unison.
I like it. I like it. Yes, we are.
Listen to the podcast. That's how we begin every
See,
time.
I did listen to your podcast. We did. We did.
Let him have
We
it.
did. We did.
Gotta win. Gotta win the war,
Let's go. All right, so today's topic is dating for love or for trust. What matters. Let's just get right into it. Let's not waste any time. I would love to know your guys' perspective on it. Are you guys dating for love or are you guys dating for trust? I'll take the floor.
Go ahead, sir.
I'll start off since I'm in the front. So I think for me, is not just about dating for love or trust. It's about what's more important. To me, trust is more important. Because at the end of the day, if I can't trust you, I don't want to be in love with you. Because we all know love is a dangerous drug. Like you get in love, we let a lot of things slide all day, every day. So for me, it's about trust. Because I have to trust you first. And once I trust you and the love grows and I fall in love, then everything is smooth. But I can't do the reverse. We all been there. We all been in a place where we're young and then you're straight in love. You're just doing stupid stuff. And trust doesn't even matter if you put it first. If you put love first, love first at the end of the day. It doesn't matter to me. Because at that point, if you're in love, trust doesn't matter. People could be doing crazy stuff. Love is blind, like they say. So if you're in love first before the trust, doesn't work for me from a male perspective.
Ladies?
Tag me.
I knew it was gonna be me. Trust is built.
Mhm.
Trust is built. So when you're getting to know somebody,
Mhm.
you should be building that trust with them. So I think first is trust and then comes love. I don't think it is you just meet somebody out rip and be right in love with them. That's why love is blind, because you don't know them. What? You don't know them. So you earn trust over time. You begin to trust someone and they trust you, and that's how you build a relationship. And then eventually you're like, oh wow, I love them, or I'm in love with them. Honestly, you're dating for both, but you should start off with that one of those relationship foundations, which is trust.
Okay, so we agree on something tonight. I like it so far.
I know, because all you say is one thing.
Look.
let's hear what you gotta say then.
I agree. So I think that trust is more important. When you are dating someone or you're building to that, trust comes tenfold before love ever will. If I can't trust you, I won't fall in love with you. Because the last thing I want to be doing is sleeping with a snake.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure that you are not sleeping with a snake goes hard. The rattlesnake though? Okay, well, just making sure that I can trust the person that I'm going to be with. And like I date to marry. So if I trust you and I'm dating you and it's official, then that's because we're building up.
Okay.
So I need to trust you in order for all that to even fall in line like that.
Right.
Okay.
Can't be just love.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And I guess that's why when you fall out of love with somebody, you don't trust them anymore, because that's what came first, was the trust, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's clear to say that.
It's the first thing to earn and lose.
Correct. Correct. So how long would you guys say that it takes to trust an individual? What are like some key signs to where you say, yo, I trust you?
You know you didn't answer your own question, right?
What's that?
What's your answer?
Oh, what's my answer?
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I trust. Trust is all over it. I mean, once again, I answered it and it makes sense. Like you can't love somebody without the trust. It's just not. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Because the love, especially from a man's perspective, is the action. So I'm not going to start doing things until I feel like I truly fully trust you. And because, to your point, that's something that's hard to earn, but could be lost in a second. So for me, 100%, it gotta be trust. This is clear as day.
You look like you got something to say.
I
Go
do, but I'm just gonna let you have it.
No, go ahead. What you gonna say?
So you said that you're not going to start doing things until you trust them. How are you? So why would I trust you if you ain't doing nothing?
No. What I'm saying is you have to earn those things. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I'm not going to do anything for
So
you.
give
So
me
just
some
like-
examples
Okay.
of what I'm not saying for me, but them ladies out there,
Okay.
girl, what you need to earn before you get what you want.
Okay, so first off, when you first meet somebody, right, I feel like a lot of times when we meet people, right, we're giving them too much too early. Like, I'm starting to date you, but yet I'm buying you things. What makes you think that you deserve that? And I barely even know you. You have to earn these things. That's just like working at a job. You have this probationary period, a 90-day probationary period. In that time frame, if you mess up, that you're gone. A lot of times, we're giving out bonuses during this probationary period.
I'm looking at the baby about to finish you off.
So let me conclude this thought, right? So a lot of times, and that's what happens. And then all of a sudden, that's why it's hard to get to that trust factor. Why is that? It's because we're doing things way too early when people haven't even earned these different plateaus that they should be hitting in a relationship. That's the biggest issue. One of the biggest issues.
I don't agree with that.
I don't
at
either,
all.
but
That's
I was
fine.
going.
And
That's
yes,
fine.
I do agree with the sentiment of people do too much too early.
Yeah.
I would give you that 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
But I have dated and someone's birthday, I met them around their birthday area and
Okay.
I got them something small. It
Okay.
wasn't a thing that they deserve or earn. First of all, I'm big on birthdays, I'm big on gifting.
Mhm.
So I'm not ever gonna show up without something.
Mhm.
But even if it's early, it'll be something small. It could be a Jolly Rancher. It's the thought. For me, it means you showed up. I
Right.
build trust with actions.
Right.
I'm not gonna ever be in a room and say something that I'm not gonna do.
Right.
So for me, that's how I build trust. That's the easiest way.
You say you build trust for what?
With actions,
Action, right?
showing up,
And
making sure I
I'm glad
stand
you
on my
said that.
word.
And what did I say that love was equated with? Action, right? So that's my point. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. It complements. I just said that as a time frame because I wanted to compare how fast someone does something for somebody without making them earn that thing.
But that's
And then
really
so-
love.
No, so what I'm saying is that when we're speaking about specifically on the trust, right? That takes time to earn, right? It takes time to build up. In that time frame, I gotta see that you are earning my trust. And by you earning my trust, I have to put certain things in place to see if you're even worthy of that.
Here you go, trying to do trials and tribulations.
I 100%.
Here's my
1000%.
question. This is
Absolutely.
my question.
Mm.
Hold on, because I almost forgot it.
All right.
You're talking about a probationary period. I'm gonna just keep giving you bunny ears for some of the things you be saying.
That's fine. That's fine.
Sir,
That's fine.
with this probationary period, isn't your entire dating period, isn't that relationship building all of that the probationary period?
The whole
Technically, it's just because you're dating for marriage, are you not?
that should be the end goal.
Mhm,
But now some people,
Right.
some people don't want to get married. Some people don't want to get married.
So then what are you doing?
Well, some people don't.
Do you want to get married?
But a relationship doesn't necessarily have to be married. So you
So
could-
you're
that could be-
talking
that
from,
could be-
so are you
that could be
talking
it.
from a place
I'm-
of,
But if you want to say generally speaking, right? Most people, okay, let's just say generally speaking, most people want to get married. So let's run with that. If you want to, but continue. Let's just say that. Go ahead. Continue.
most people,
Yeah.
the end goal is marriage?
Okay.
Okay, so isn't that entire dating, relationship, moving in together, isn't that the probationary period?
Not the whole time. No.
No?
Absolutely not.
Well, why
What's-
not? Because something could happen within that time and you could be like, all right, we're not doing this.
Yeah, no,
And the
you're absolutely
relationship
right.
is ended. Now, not to mention it could happen during the marriage, but by then you've made a commitment.
Mm.
You've bonded yourself to the law.
That is
So that's
correct.
a full-blown commitment. That
That is
ain't you got the job at that point.
Yeah, no,
You get the ring, you get the job. So
Right.
what I'm asking is, back to your probationary period,
Okay.
wouldn't it make more sense if that entire forefront was, that's what I see when you say probationary
if you-
period. So
so-
what you saying,
Wait,
Would you like to
Okay,
study your point?
Nah, go
No.
ahead, go ahead.
Let me go and say.
I'll let you finish.
Let me go and say.
What I'm saying is, okay, you're making it seem like these big actions. Like you said, there's no. It doesn't have to be big actions. It could be words. It could be
Okay.
reassurance. There are love languages. Somebody's love language might be gift giving. Oh, I saw this candy. I'm a sucker for it. I'm not gonna tell you I'm my favorite candy, but I'm a sucker for it. And my friends know, like, if I'm in a bad mood, if you bring me this candy bar, it's gonna change my entire day. So it could be something as small as that that you saying I got to earn from you?
1000%. There's nothing in
Hey,
life.
stop, hey, stop.
No. Here's the thing. And I think that's the problem in society. We feel like we don't have to work for things anymore. Everything in life is earned. There's nothing that it's just supposed to just be given to you.
So
And
my
I think-
conversation is doesn't earn me a candy bar?
It's not about the candy bar.
That's
It's not about the candy bar.
example,
It's not about the candy bar. What I'm saying, it can be anything. My point is that it has to be levels to what I'm giving you based off of the amount of time that we have been together. You're able to earn certain things throughout that time frame. And I want to use the word worthy. Let me take that. Let me rephrase that. It's more about the idea of you in general. You must work for what you want in general, and that's why a lot of relationships fail, because they stop working. It's a constant battle of working. Two people come together to coexist together, and a lot of times we stop working in the relationship.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? The relationships get stagnant, right? And then it starts to lose that quote unquote love, and then it starts to lose the trust. But if we would have never stopped working, the love and the trust would have remained at that level, would have remained high.
Now here's the thing with that one.
Mhm.
See, I got something for everything you got to say, sir.
Mhm.
Now, it's when you say things stop working, it could be y'all start dating, y'all start going on dates,
Right.
someone stops making dinner.
Okay.
You know, somebody gets too busy because of a work project and they don't make time for you. All of these little things on both ends can lose trust. So doesn't that require communication?
Absolutely. I mean, yes,
So
that's
I'm
a driving factor.
I'm just saying
Yes,
it's a
absolutely.
solution to, instead of, when you feel like that trust is going away for whatever reason, don't you think you should find a solution to rectify that?
100%. I mean, naturally, as a man, I'm solution based. I'm always going to find a solution because there's always a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's always a problem.
My question to you is,
Okay.
give me an example of something a woman has to earn and what level you feel like they deserve.
Okay. So what is okay? So in that from that perspective, right? So for example, if a woman is the most important outside of my lady, right? The most important other woman in my life is my mother, right? So in order for my lady to meet my mother, right, she has to show me that she is trustworthy. She has to show me that she is loyal. She has to be a woman of her word. And then I can see with those characteristics, now for me, it shows that, okay, now you can meet the person who created me. I created. You get what I'm saying? So if a woman shows me these things, then she's able to get to this point. You get what I'm saying? Just little things like that.
How many people have met your mother?
Not a lot, to be honest with you. Not a lot, because
Some
they.
follow-up.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question. So a few of them did, but most didn't make it there because they didn't hold those qualities that they were supposed to have. And you're not supposed to, but what I was looking for, I should say.
That's a high standard, but that's the thing that to have. Like, my
Yeah.
grandmother is my heart. She's my heart. So if you know grandma, meet grandma, talk to grandma, you family now.
Correct.
But then not a lot of men meet grandma. Let me tell you what. Because grandma gonna say, God bless you, and never see you again. She will tear you up with her eyes. So I agree. I get you. But you make it seem like it's some big
I mean,
big standards.
so
You
this
got to
is,
cross big hurdles for you in order to get a dinner. Like that's
so,
I
can't get a candy bar.
shoot.
Oh my God.
My conversation is not enough for a
It's $1.39, son.
99 cents for the little one. Skinny. Sure.
Oh, man. It's one of those things where to kind of articulate and clean up Kay's words. First of all, we can't compare it directly to a job, because a 90-day probation is not just one mess up. It's constant mess ups showing that you're not able to complete the job. So in reference to love and dating someone, like that's a hard, you can't do it that way, because to a point, it is a longevity period. I think in a probationary period in the beginning, you see signs that lead up to say, hey, she's not trustworthy. I don't want to
She ain't
take
gonna make it.
there.
Those are red
You know what I
flags.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's where, to put it in better words, it's not that it's a hard no XYZ, but if you're dating someone and like you see little things like, okay, she doesn't checking on you when you're driving home. She'll say, call me when you get home safe, or text you, little stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm a simple guy. Like if I'm thirsty and you don't pass me a cup of water, like little stuff like that. It's not the big stuff, to your point. It's the little baby stuff that lets me know that you have my back. You're going to hold me down at the end of the day. And then once you're out of that phase, and to your point, once you start building that trust, it can be lost. Why? Because we all get complacent sometimes. We all kind of get comfortable and start slacking, but that's on both sides. And the reality of the situation is you got to be able to communicate and have those conversations when you see little things slacking. And that's where people mess up, because we get comfortable, or you move too fast. You move in together, and now you're in a situation where it's like, wow, like I'm dependent on this person's income. Maybe I move too fast and I don't know how to have that conversation. And that's where it becomes a problem, like to that point where we all got to keep talking and keep communicating to be able to say, hey, this is not working out. I like this. I don't like it when you do this. Can you change it up? And that's when you're able to say, okay, you told the person what you didn't like. They're continuing to do it. Now that's disrespectful. Now you can chop them. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my perspective on that whole
I have a
situation.
question for you though.
Yeah.
Because I like everything you said.
Except for the fetch me some water. Caught that real quick.
No,
I'm gonna let you have it, but I did.
Oh, no, yes, that, but that's what's relevant to that. Because I'm big on the little things. The little things matter to me more than the big things most of the time. But if someone shows you the little things and they have done the little things and all of a sudden they start slowing up, how do you address that? Because I feel like that's the standard they set. They showed up in that way, but you never directly asked for it. They just studied you and gave it to you. How do you ask somebody for what they gave you originally based off of studying you? Not anything you ever asked.
I think I just acknowledging that you see a change. I mean, I think that's the very first step, is just being like, hey, like I noticed things are a little different. Is everything okay? You know what I mean? And we bring it back up, because everybody's first response is, no, everything's all right. It's just our natural human reaction. So it's just bringing it back up, acknowledging that it's a problem, and then let it marinate. It may take a couple days for it to sit in that person's head, like, I have been acting different. And deep down, you know, we all know, like, you know what I mean? So, but most people don't ever bring up that conversation. It's like, we just kind of put it on the back burner and just hope that things will work itself out instead of addressing it. And then unfortunately, like once you let a seed grow, it keeps growing and growing. You gotta pull out the weeds. You don't pull out the weeds gonna keep growing.
Right.
And that's where the problem lies.
Now, to piggyback off of her question, I'm so sorry. It's for you again. Now, are you going to have a conversation with them as like trying to remember last week we were talking about like how putting people down when they're already down, because obviously something is wrong. So to speak. Are you going to have that conversation by addressing them, or are you going to like reassure them by saying, I like how you did these things? Because that can make or break different relationships as well, just the way you approach the situation. So like how are you actually in this situation, or would you actually, sir? How would you address it?
Articulate, Kate. Articulate.
The plot thickens.
I'm parched.
Here's how I look at it, right? Everything's about balance, right? So in order to communicate effectively, no matter how much I want to deliver a message, if I don't deliver it the proper way, if you don't receive it a certain way, that's my responsibility and that's my fault. The way that you didn't receive it properly. That's like if I had 2 packages from Amazon UPS. If Amazon throws the package, but UPS places it down, when I pick up that UPS, it could be the same product. When I pick up that UPS package, I look at it, I'm like, okay, I received it in a certain way. It was received to me with care. I received it with care from the delivery, right? And it's the same concept. So what I would do is that I would have to acknowledge, to your point, all the positive, and then also say, but we can improve on this and do better, because I want to improve. I want this relationship to last. I want us to, go the distance. And the reason why I'm even bringing it up is because I care, because I want, us to do better. If I didn't, then I wouldn't even have this conversation. I noticed this was happening and I'm concerned. What can we do to fix it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I ain't gonna lie to you, like, it's a mixture. I ain't gonna say a lie to you. Sometimes it's not responding the right way, but then I try to catch myself. To his point, like, where even in this conversation, he got a little aggressive in to articulate his words. I've had those moments. But then, you know what I mean? I come back in my head. Hold on, I got a little
I'm just saying. No.
Let me finish my
No,
statement.
no.
Let me finish my statement.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm defending you while I'm explaining the situation.
Okay.
I got you. I say that to say, listen, I say that to say at the end of the day, like it may be that situation where it comes off aggressive and the female or my woman is feeling like, hey, he's not listening to me, and in my head, I'm like, after cooling on for a second, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I gotta go back and rephrase that a little bit. And then I go to rephrase it and be like, like you said, use different words. Like, hey, I really like the way you do this type of stuff. It just seems recently it just changed a little bit and I was concerned. So I put that little voice on, you know what I mean? To make sure it gets received to his point, at the end of the day.
I feel like aggression. Hold on. I want to say this loud and clear so everybody hears, right? Let's not mix aggression with passion. So when I talk assertively with passion. I don't talk aggressively. I may even use my hands for gestures, but I can do that. It's all good, but it's not aggression. It's not aggression. I talk with passion. I'm passionate about what I say. I stand on it.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we are like, because we are this is Romance Finance, right? So what are some ways that you could say that financially that a person could be like trust could be lost financially in that relationship?
You want to give that to y'all or you want to stay with?
I feel like spending, even if you become a unit,
Mm-hmm.
spending money, a certain amount at least,
Mhm.
without conversation is like a red flag.
Okay.
Like that for me is just like, if it's gonna be a big life choice or a big, like if it's something that I'm like, where the hell did all that money go? And I have to question it. I have no warning, no call, no nothing. I'm gonna be like, what is happening? Because once you start making moves and not communicating them to me, there's a reason. I'm big on that.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm thinking. I saw a comment. It said she ain't getting nobody a glass of water, and I kind of like got into that. I'm so sorry. We can see you guys' comments, by the way. At least on ours, I can't see from that far.
I can't see the comments.
But Stay Thirsty got me.
What is it?
Points are being made. Excellent. Thank you.
You better earn. Okay, Tiana says you better earn your way to be my man. What? Okay. T Facts. Great question. Are you dating for marriage? Continue scrolling. Shout out to everybody in the comments too. Cheap ass. Oh damn. I don't know who else would. That's that. Yo, that's crazy. Okay, so earn the kitty. So earn the kitty. 100%. Okay, I'm glad I'm stopped right there.
Look, we got something.
No,
We
100%.
got something.
100%. So
Somebody on the team.
yeah, my bad. So, for real quick, you got it. No. I'm glad she said it. So she said earn the kitty too, right? Everything must get earned.
Absolutely.
Like everything, there is nothing that doesn't get earned. And I'm like, and even with that, absolutely. That's why, man, we work for that. We know we have to earn that.
However, I'm just saying. Not about that. I agree. But you said we had to earn everything. So I'm like, I was just wondering from the back, like, yes, you got to earn these things. Yeah. Y'all see, no offense. Don't take any offense. Y'all already talking about in unison. I feel like today's time, men don't even really want to bother doing the simple things, like going, listen, take me on a coffee date. You don't want to spend the bread because you want to be cheap because I got to earn a good dinner. Fine, let's go to Starbucks. That's $10. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Find a compromise. You don't have to. And we are, I don't know why I'm so loud, but we are definitely like, we talked about this before. We like reading books. We like going to the park. We like doing small little things. So, certain things that you're saying we got to earn, the way y'all could earn what we want, what you ultimately all want, is by doing these little things. You don't want to spend the money because you have, issues and you have trust issues and whatnot. Cool. Let's do something intimate. Let's go to a coffee shop. Don't take me to Starbucks. Let's go to a coffee shop. There's many of them now. Let's go sit and, do a book. Let's do something with books, or, you know what I mean? Think outside the box and do those little things. If you're really getting to know me on a level, then certain things that I like that will bring me joy. And these are little things that obviously will earn my trust, and in turn, your trust will be, I'll show you who I actually am. A lot of women ain't going to just meet all your checkbox standards because you just ain't doing the right thing either.
Yeah, no, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. I mean, to answer your question, though, I think times have changed. I mean, I think we're in a culture right now of the Netflix and chill culture, and in all of our defenses from both sides have made that culture okay, both men and women. Where it's like Netflix and chill culture. Like growing up, back in the day, it was kind of like one of the things where we did have to work for stuff. Like, you know what I mean? We did have to take you out on dates. You know what I mean? And whether it was not necessarily me, but whether we was really intentionally like feeling you, we had at least feel like we feeling you. For some men, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That era though is dead. If we're being honest, that's the real problem. And it's hard now because like you got a lot of guys that really don't understand how to interact with women because social media is everything now.
Correct.
Everything is DMing people and all that type of stuff, and there's no type of physical interaction. So now it's one of those things where you have men that have experience or have money or both of the two. They're at the top of the food chain, and because they interact with women so much, they have the ability to manipulate and take advantage of the fact that human interaction and knowing how to touch a woman the right way, soft spots, know how to speak, throwing a little bit of cologne. You know what I mean? Like it goes way further where that guy that in the new age don't know how to do any of that. He's lost. Like he's lost. And all he knows is Netflix and chill is a trend. So therefore he doesn't know how to be creative. Because back in my day, being creative was, listen, there's been many of those times I done had like back in the day where listen, back in the day we got creative. This is my cousin right here. We go out to bars, like we had $25 in our pocket. I'd have $25 in my pocket. We'd go out to the bar. I'd have little liquor in my pocket. You know what I mean? I buy a little Budweiser. After I get drink pre-game, 25, and I got one girl to buy a drink. And that's it. I'm gonna pick carefully. I'm gonna buy her a drink. I'm gonna give her the whole conversation, getting creative. That's how it really was. But these days, real talk. And we had a blast. We had a blast. We did little stuff like that. Like go to the park real quick with a little picnic, buy a little cheese and crackers and all that, little glass of wine, $30 sitting on the grass. I mean, man, it's enjoyable, but we really know that's peas and yas. So getting creative got you places. But these days, like you don't even have to get creative to do anything.
You can choose to though. You can elevate. Absolutely. You can elevate from the DMs to a picnic. Yeah. You can do that.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that most men are not required to do that as much, so they just don't. You know what I mean? So I think it's more.
So you're saying it's our fault?
No. I'm saying
it's no one's fault, right? I know you
said most men are required.
It is partially our fault. It is partially our fault, but
it's what we were getting. It's what people were getting away with.
Yeah, right? There we go. Those right words. All right.
And that's the problem where it stems from. Mm-hmm. We were allowing both sexes to get away with
absolutely
everything that should have been saying, hold on, wait a minute. You didn't do this, so this can't happen. And we were just letting things slide on both ends of the spectrum, right? So we got to the point, to your point, Rod, of social media, right? So the person who would court and gesture the woman, he is being what he sees though is the woman who is not going to accept a dinner at Applebee's or accept a dinner at Fridays, right? He's not going to. So in his brain, it's the process is complicated, right? And then it's the same thing on the opposite side of the spectrum, to where the woman, what she is seeing, all she's seeing is the man, you know what I'm saying, who's just flaunting hundreds and the fastest car. So they're seeing only the limelight when the real thing that they're looking for is something peaceful and simple, right? And it can get easily misconstrued through social media. That's all we're seeing. So then naturally, psychologically, that's all we think that's out there. But the reality is that's not the case. More people just need to find more like-minded individuals.
Right.
So when we saying, men doing this and women doing this, there are a X amount of men who's doing that. There are an X amount of women who's doing that. But the majority of people are still good people who are looking for good, genuine relationships, but they keep getting overlooked because of what is being portrayed out there on social media. of the negative stereotype of how men and women treat each other in the dating world, if that makes sense, right? So that's one of the biggest things. Now I noticed this was good. Do we have any last minute comments, jokes, concerns, anything before we get out here?
I never answered the original question,
Yeah.
but I really
No,
don't. No. I was just thinking. I think I honestly agree with Kiara about like the large spending habits, but honestly, I just hope I don't ever have no financial problems with my man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm praying we're gonna be rich because when the vows come, it's gonna say for rich or poor, and I'm gonna say go rich.
You know you ain't helping the cause right now. You know that. I'm just saying.
Any comments? I want to read all the comments before we get out
Yeah,
of
we
here.
were looking at ours.
Yeah.
Someone said, gotta remember lust and love are different. Lust can come without trust, but love cannot. That is a
Yes.
valid
Yeah, that's
point.
a good
Like, when
point.
you're lusting somebody, it don't matter if you trust them or not.
Correct.
So, but a lot of people don't know, they mistake love for love. So,
Correct.
holla.
And check those things.
Definitely nobody
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
glass
yeah.
of water.
Both sexes want someone to earn their love without giving anything back nowadays.
Yes, it says both. Yes.
Mhm.
Earn love without getting, giving anything back nowadays. Basically, it's come to the point where what you just said was that nobody thinks that they're entitled to do anything, for everybody's entitled. So I get that. I am who I am. I don't think I need to earn someone's affection. Honestly, be you. That's how, in my opinion, that's how you're gonna earn somebody's affection. I do love that. Be creative and going out of your way. Why not just hang out with someone genuine and enjoy your company? If that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. In my opinion, you know, I like being a homebody, honestly, and I don't mind doing like a Netflix and chill kind of vibe. But I also don't mind going and laying in a movie theater. And if I take a nap, I take a nap. I mean, I got a discount. So I mean, yeah, I think I just, in my personal opinion, keeping your relationship inside four walls can only do so much. Like, expand your love. Other people should be able to see your love as well.
Correct.
That's how I see that. But I like your comment. So that's all we had on our side.
I guess the one thing I would say to address real quick is that have any of you or any of us been in situations where you've been in love and the trust is lost? What do you do then? Because I feel like we haven't really addressed that part. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the solution for that? You know what I mean? You're in a situation now. You're in love, but the trust is gone. Like, how did you
the trust? How did you get to trust that person in the first place? Through time, right? So, in order to regain that trust, right, you have to go back to the drawing board and pretty much start over. Because
how do you start over?
How do you start over? Good question. Based off of the scenario, it's tough. Based off of the scenario of what happened, you know, you actually have to, with time, you have to honestly go above and beyond to prove to yourself and to that person that it's worth fighting for. And once again, the work has to be put in to actually make that relationship last.
What's the work? So I'm gonna go on the deep end.
Okay.
Like, for us men, are you getting therapy? And for ladies, are you just going to church? Because that's the real thing. Listen, I'm religious, but I'm just saying this is a real dynamic though. Like, and that's the real thing though. Because, and I just say that to say that from a male perspective, a lot of us don't get therapy, and we need therapy. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, and that's just a generalization. I think a lot of times in most men's situation, we need therapy because we, as men, we have friends. You know what I mean? But we have friendship on a different level than women. Like, women, y'all talk about everything. Dudes, like, listen, you know, our friendships, y'all do talk about ideas.
Keep going.
But my point is, though, our friendship level is a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, seeing my close friend cry, we became best friends forever. Just when seeing him cry, like, that was a connection. So for men, we don't really talk too deep outside of one or two close males to us. And even with that, we don't go in deep about our feelings too much, just because, especially in our generation, you know, it's considered a little bit soft to be too emotional. Now we're a little bit more emotionally intelligent. We know that therapy is a real thing. Mental awareness is a real thing. So now, for a lot of men, we need to get therapy. And that's why I say that from the male perspective.
Shout out to you for admitting that you need help.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
To your point, I have so much going on in my mind.
Mhm.
You said something to me that just irritated my
My spirit was disturbed instantly.
Oh my gosh. But no, I did agree with what you were saying about trusting. But my question is, because I've been in situations where like I love my friends, my family hard. Like I'm a lover. But if you do something to ruin that trust, I can't rebuild that. And that's some people are built like me. Some people are like, oh, let's give it another try. I guess it also depends on what you did to break the
Right,
trust.
depends on what.
But there's some things that you can't come back
I
from. So
agree.
love is not enough. It will never be enough.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with that. But you
What I say?
you said that women talk a lot, but I think that is the most healthiest form. That is mental.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the distinction I was making.
Men, you guys, it's your fault that you don't do that.
I didn't say it wasn't. That's why I said we need therapy.
So yes, a lot you guys, yes, men need therapy because they need to be able to articulate their feelings and emotions, and that comes from the gender roles.
Yeah.
Especially now on social media, men are supposed to be this like hard, I got it, I'm going to do everything kind of personality, but really, sometimes men don't want to get out of bed too.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
what I
like
think.
the pandemic helped with people knowing that mental health is an issue. But man, y'all could easily go take a boys trip. Y'all can easily call each other when you have a bad day. The same way you get in a car and you eat them fries that you should not have been eating is the same way you could call up Jack and tell him where it's at.
Listen.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Let me pause. First off, the problem is that generally speaking, not all men, times are changing. We're not planners. You know what I mean? Kay's my cousin. We planned a couple vacations, maybe like 6 or 7 to do this and that. We went on like half of one. The point is, it's like for men, it's like yo, you know what I mean? Like for men, it's one of them things where they're like, fellas, let's go out, let's do this. This is real trip. All right, cool. Next year, this time, cool. Maybe like 3 months before the trip. Yeah, bro, I can't make it. We don't follow through. I'm be honest with you. Generally speaking, we don't follow through. So it's not that we don't want to do it, but that's where with gender roles, y'all kind of come in to play, where your woman's gonna kind of plan the trip. She's gonna remind you 88 times. Like it's like, we going. This is the date. Let's pre-book it. Let's lock this in. When it's men, it's like, yeah, like we hype them over, and it's like it just fades off in the abyss. Like you know what I mean? Like so that's my take on that. Yeah.
I think healing is all aspects. I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel like therapy is a form of healing. The gym is a form of healing. How you take care of yourself and your body is a form of healing. And going to church, having a spiritual relationship, like your mental, your physical, your spiritual, it's all in one. So I didn't agree with Rick when you was like men need therapy and women go to church. Like hold your roll, slow your roll, partner. Men and women should all be doing the same. Going to the gym, feeding. You should be, reading books. You should be, I said gym, eating church. Right, going to church, seeing a therapist. I know there are, for us, people of color, there are people of color that do therapy. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's not like you got to sit up there with somebody who's going to just be like, shame on them. You don't have to do that. You can switch therapists as many times as you want. And I feel like once you go through those things, you start seeing things in yourself that may have been a red flag to somebody else. And then you also start picking up on those red flags of someone else a whole lot faster because you're more serene and more focused on yourself. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, and I'll finalize my piece and say, in my defense, I do go to church. So I am a religious person. I just brought that up because, to your point, it is a combination of both sides that have to do both. I was just trying to highlight the fact that both based off both roles, especially in our community, I do see, generally speaking, and that doesn't mean everybody, like not a lot of, generally speaking, I'll see women generally just focusing heavily on the church part. Not saying they don't get therapy, I'm just saying, just in general, it's a real thing. But to your point, I think it goes both ways. Help you go to church, help you go to the gym. The gym naturally makes you feel better. It naturally gets you better in shape. It builds up the endorphins. So you know what I mean? Like on a scientific level, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, it's good for all of us to do all of those things. You know what I mean? So that's my final take.
My final thought, right, is to trust in the process of what the goal is set out for you and your partner, right?
Okay.
Because once you guys have that, once you guys steer away from that, you could find a way to get back, because what's the purpose? Why are we even doing this?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So trust in that,
Mhm.
and as a default, you will be able to work things out with that person. You will be able to go a distance with that person, because the purpose that you guys are even together for is going to be the solid foundation of what's going to happen for your future. So trust in the process, right? I will end it at that. Do you guys have any up and coming events? The next time you guys are having a podcast, anything like that, they want to shout out before we conclude this?
We should have a new podcast episode out this Friday.
Okay.
And we have to do some snippets. We have to give us the bonus episode from when we came to you guys last time. So
Okay,
hopefully
send that to
release
me.
Friday too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should be dropping a little bit of content this week because we still have not done our clips from the gala.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got some
Oh, yeah.
stuff to do.
A lot to look forward
Hopefully,
to. Check the IG.
the Radio Exchange.
Nice. Okay. We got some stuff coming up, right?
Yeah, so we got our next event coming up in New Jersey. It's going to be Finance and Fun. It's called Prosper on Purpose. So it's just about getting your finance together, protecting your family. It's going to be fun. It's going to be events. It's going to be prize giveaways. It's going to be drinks. It's going to be live performances. It's going to be a good time talking about making money, fixing your finances, and having a good time while doing it. So everybody go to Eventbrite, check it out. Again, it's Finance and Fun under Prosper, Prosper, what is it?
Prosper on Purpose.
Yeah, Prosper on Purpose. There you go. Got the words for me. So yeah, that's our main thing. The podcast is Legacy Builders. Definitely check us out on the replay. Definitely check out the Radiant Exchange. And go to our sites, comment on replay if you're seeing this afterwards. And I just want to know, the fellas won tonight, didn't we? I think we did. I thought so. I think we did. I think I see a comment right there that says the fellas won. But
if you see this on a replay, just put fellas or ladies who won. Right?
Exactly. Yes. If you see this on the replay, who won, the fellas or ladies?
Everybody, have a good night, y'all.
Definitely.
Bye.
Peace.